Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In last video, we discussed about how to create a primary ledger. In today's video, we'll discuss about how to create the legal address, legal entity, assign the BSV, which is balancing segment values to legal entity, and then complete the primary ledger setup. Okay, now let's get into the details. First, we'll start with how to create the legal address. So let us get back to our tracker, which contains the list of activities. So we have completed until here. So now we'll proceed with creating of the legal address. So this is the task, manage legal addresses. So let me get into Fusion. So go here, click on setup and maintenance, and then go for global search. I mean, you can even search here or you can directly go for global search. Manage legal addresses. So go here, click on plus icon and create legal addresses. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the structure which we'll be using in our videos. So we have created the Reliance USD ledger. So under this ledger, we have these two legal entities, Reliance Telecom and Reliance Oil and Gas. So I'll be creating two legal addresses. So this would be for whatever Reliance Telecom, and the other one more address would be Reliance Oil and Gas. So I have two addresses. So let me pick up these addresses. So first address, country United States, 109 hyphen 25. That's street number. Street name is Jamaica Avenue. So I'll put both the street number and the street address under address line 1. And the city is Queens. Let me search for city Queen. Queens. I'm looking for Queens in New York. And what's my postcode? 11418. Okay, so that's my first address. Let me create one more address. This would be 92 Harvard Road. 92 Harvard Road. And this is in Seguin City, Texas. And the zip code is 78155. Okay, save and close. So that completes my task, manage legal addresses. Now let me create the legal entities. So when we create your legal entities, you need to specify the legal address. So that's the reason I have completed the creation of the legal address step. So now let me proceed with the creation of the legal entity. So the task name is manage legal entity. Manage legal entity. And here I can start creating the legal entities. So first legal entity would be Reliance Telecom. And this would be your legal entity identifier. So let me just give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the legal address, I'll select the first legal address. Oh, 10925 Avenue. So this is my legal address. So let me check the checkbox, payroll statutory unit, legal and employer. So this is required from a HRMS perspective. If you do not select payroll statutory unit, then you need to select the corresponding payroll statutory unit. Let me check this checkbox. So that means this becomes my payroll statutory unit, and I should be entering the EIN, employer identification, or TIN, tax identification number. These two or one of these are required for an entity registered in US. So let me just put some dummy number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And whenever a legal entity is created, system will automatically create legal reporting unit registration number. So again, let me just put some dummy number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 0. Would be Reliance Telecom. Let me make a note and save and close. That's my first legal entity. Let me create my second legal entity, which is Reliance Oil and Gas. Again, let me put some dummy number, and my address is 92 Harvard Road. Again, check these two check boxes. EI number, I would may go with say 10001. Okay, completed creating of the legal entities. Now assign the legal entities to the ledger. So this task requires a scope. So wherever the task which requires a scope, so you should be selecting that particular task under the concerned functional area so that you can specify the scope. So assign legal entities. So this requires a scope. So let me change the scope. So I want to assign this legal entity under my Reliance USD ledger. So Reliance USD ledger, save and close. So now I'm under Reliance USD ledger. Click on plus, and then first I want to add Reliance Telecom. Apply. So the first one is added now. Reliance Oil and Gas. Apply. Second one is added. Now let me save and close. Okay, so this part is completed. Assigning of the legal entities to the primary ledger. Now assign the BSVs or balancing segment values, which is your company code, to the legal entities. So the task is assign balancing segment value to the legal entity. So again, you can search for that under here. Oops. Balancing segment values to legal entities. Okay. Okay. Again, this requires a scope. Okay. So here I have the Reliance Oil and Gas. Click on place. Under Reliance Oil and Gas, I need to assign a company code. So for Reliance Oil and Gas, we have decided 003 is the company code. So let me search for 003. Okay. Save and close. Similarly, under Reliance Telecom, I want to assign the company code 004. Save and close. So 003 is assigned for the Reliance Oil and Gas legal entity. 004 is assigned under Reliance Telecom. Save and close. So that is basically assigning of the balancing segment values to the legal entities. So if you want to assign balancing segment values to the ledger, so there are certain entities which are kind of GL only entities. Those are the entities which are generally not used in your subledger. There could be elimination companies or a GL adjustment only company. So those entities can be directly assigned to the ledger. So remember, whenever you assign a entity or a company code to the ledger, you cannot assign the same entity code to the legal entity under the same ledger. Probably you can use that company code or BSV and assign it under maybe different ledger, but under the same ledger, you cannot assign the same company code to a different legal entity. Okay. So that completes no, but in my current example, I'm not going ahead with assigning of the any balancing segment values to the ledger. But if you want to do that, then you can just use this particular task, click on plus, and then directly assign the company code, and then just save and close. Okay, so that would be assigning of the balancing segment values to the legal entity, and now complete primary ledger definition. So you need to go for this particular task, review and submit accounting configuration. So again, this requires scope. Click on apply and go. So this is review and submit accounting configuration for Reliance USD ledger. So you can review the required information and click on submit. The create accounting configuration process ID has been submitted ending with 655. We can go to the schedule process and check that. Schedule processes. Yeah. So the process ID ending with 655. Yeah, it should be still in running. Refresh. So whenever you run this, but this is the last step to complete the ledger setup. Whenever you run this particular program, this program will copy the primary ledger data from Oracle database to the Essbase database. So it updates the cubes information. That's the reason it is important to run this particular program after the ledger setup is completed. So let us see. Yeah. So we have submitted this particular program. This particular program has internally again triggered these programs. Complete accounting configuration, load chart of accounts values, and then again complete accounting configuration, create balances cubes. So ensure that these programs are completed successfully, and once these are completed, you can start using the particular ledger. So probably it might take some time, yeah, but otherwise they should be completed successfully. So this is how you complete the ledger setup. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Fusion Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.